Bună dimineața! Today we are finally going on our road trip to North Carolina from Kansas City. So it's a 16-hour trip in total. And we're gonna stop halfway in Indiana to see his mom, which will be so good to see them in person for the first time in over a year, which is just so crazy to even think. It feels, this whole trip, I feel like just feels so surreal because it's almost like you're living in a fog and it doesn't feel like real life. I'm in a video game right now. But the last 24 to 48 hours have been a little crazy. We were planning on renting a U-Haul and taking it across the country, and we still have to buy a vehicle because we literally sold everything except our bed, our TV, and then like some old like baby pictures and like letters from high school that we wrote to each other. So just like little stuff. We sold one of our cars to my parents before we left, and so they've been driving that, and we asked them if they would sell it back to us. They said yes. So we were gonna buy the car back from them, and then we were going to get the U-Haul and drive it across the country and maybe tow the car behind it. We get to the U-Haul place and it is like so much more expensive than what we thought it was going to be. On their website it quoted way lower, but then when you go in person,
5 times more expensive.
5 times more expensive than what it was online. And so it was very misleading, and we were like, that doesn't even really make sense. Like, you could buy a whole car for what it was going to cost to rent this U-Haul just to drop it off. Like, that money is literally down the drain. Ended up asking Dakota's grandpa, because his grandma and grandpa have a van and they have a few different cars. So we were like, well, we think that we could fit our bed. The main thing we needed was like the bed, but our bed is a specialty bed that we bought before we moved, and it was really expensive, so we didn't want to leave it or have to buy a new one. So we were like, if the bed will fit in the van, would we be able just to take the van, and then we're gonna see them in a couple of weeks, so then we can just like swap cars. Then you guys can take the van back and then just bring up the car that we're buying back from my parents. So it ended up actually working out so well, fingers crossed, because we haven't packed it yet. So here's our little belongings that we have. And I refuse to give up this Z plant. My grandma Janet was babysitting this plant for me, and it grew so much. This is the only plant I've never killed in my life. And partly that's because Janet helps me keep it alive for a year. We're on our way to meet my dad right now because we're picking up some of our storage stuff to continue packing. It's like almost 9 a.m. and then we're gonna drive to Indiana. I think we have to stop at the gas station and fill up gas. I'm kind of excited just to like go into a quick trip and see what it's like in there. These are my absolute favorite. They have a peach one.
What's that? Strawberry prunes?
That's new. In Romania, they literally had like, they had white mango and like 2 other flavors, and there's so many different ones. Which one do you want? This one? Orange? You don't want to try that? And the pink one is so good, but we haven't tried this ultra strawberry dream. Do they have sparkling water? It's like not a thing in America. Random stuff. Sick ride for the next couple of weeks. Just a random guy driving his lawnmower to the gas station. Loaded up with the bed. Barely fits. We gotta shove it in there. Now we just have to get our TV in here. So I'm very curious. I hope that fits. We're headed to Dakota's dad's now to pick up the TV. That's the last thing we have to get. Welcome to our old neighborhood. So this is where we bought our first house together. We fixed it up. We did all the work ourselves, so it was a complete tear down and redo. Well, we didn't tear it down, we remodeled it. Hello, old house. I want to see if I can find pictures, like before and after pictures. I think I have some on my phone of what that house used to look like. Oh my gosh. But why do we miss remodeling now? I told myself after that experience I would never do that again. And now, after 2 years, I want to do it again. So I think we might. We might on our next house. I love all the big trees though. Oh, great. They're having some kind of... Okay, so garage sales are so popular. This is a huge example. During the summer or like the warmer months, garage sales are really popular. So people will literally put all the stuff they want to sell out on their driveway, and then you just go drive around and look at garage sales. It's our current situation. Mattress we refuse to give up. Giant TV we refuse to give up. A bunch of random crap we have to go through again. These are golf clubs. Dakota doesn't even golf. What the heck, girl? We're moving! Woohoo! Oh, it feels so weird. It doesn't feel like real, does it?
No.
No, it feels like we're going on vacation. Especially because we sold everything before. So literally our whole entire lives fit in this van. So it's just weird. Stopped for lunch. We're gonna go to Jimmy John's. It's like a kind of like a Subway for the people that don't know. It's just sandwiches, but it's always just like fresh, refreshing, and which is nice when you're on the road. We don't like eating like super processed foods, so this is fine. We're stopped in Hannibal, Missouri, which is like a very small country town, and I need to find sparkling water before I go insane. Ham sandwich, salt and vinegar chips that burn your taste buds off, but they're so good. Finally made it to Indiana after 8 hours in the car, which honestly, it seems like so long, but after everything we just went through with flying and having complications with flights, 8 hours in the car feels like so easy. So I'm sure eventually I'll be up for flying again, but right now the car is my comfort zone. We got in really late last night to Indiana, and we are just gonna be hanging out, chatting. Most of the time when we come up here, we end up just staying in the house and sometimes like going on walks and stuff, but we really aren't like really busy out with activities and stuff, which will be nice. Because the whole last week we were in Kansas City, we were so busy doing so many different things. So I think it'll be nice just to kind of chill out, relax, to catch up with Dakota's family. So I'm really excited to see everybody and just talk to everybody and spend one-on-one quality time after 1 year of not seeing any of their faces in person. So it's gonna be so great. And I really appreciate you guys going on this road trip with me, experiencing life, learning, and growing with me. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.